My name's Jen Cushman. I'm an empathic intuitive. I'm an energy worker. I am a creativity and change work coach. I am also a master practitioner of NLP and mental emotional release and hypnotherapy. So that's who I am. Welcome. You guys are part of my Magic Mondays community. I am going live today in the old-fashioned way that I have. I have yet to implement my changes yet. So please know that they are coming. And you know what? I didn't have them together at the first of the year like I would have liked to, but I am not going to should on myself. So we will get there when we get there, and let this be a human lesson for all of us that we are always doing the best we can with the resources that we have, and that sometimes human time, divine timing, they're not on the same timing, and we just are doing what we can do. Okay, so you are watching me. I am as much of a imperfect, fallible human being as everybody else who is on here. So, it's interesting. This weekend, we went and saw the movie Conclave. So it was on its way out. I took my family to see it. I was very interested in this movie about how they choose their next Catholic Pope. You know what I mean? So I just thought that was going to be an interesting movie. And there is a part in there where he makes a big speech asking for the Pope to be human and to be a sinner, and for the Pope to be a sinner, and for us to get, for it to happen. So I just thought it was interesting because it goes into the talk today about how I am human. Okay. Now, to that, I was just planning to pull a few cards today. And hi, Susan. I was just planning to do a few cards today. And as I was driving back from Flagstaff this morning, my daughter was in the car. She was listening to her music. I was very quiet, just doing a very quiet road that drives the back route from from Flagstaff to home. And I got a nudge by my team. And it wasn't a download that came in. It was just a little bit of a nudge. And I got the feeling to talk about it. So I'm gonna weigh in. I'm gonna weigh in very slightly on the TikTok thing. Okay. TikTok being shut down and what happened yesterday. And I say that I'm going to do this very, very slightly because I'm a little bit at odds with that. And I am going to take it from what everybody's talking about, and I want to make it a little bit bigger. I want to make it more for my community of light workers, way showers, empaths, highly sensitive. So as we were going out yesterday and we were going around Northern Arizona, Flagstaff is very much a college town. It's a very, very young community. You will see a lot of young 20-somethings going around, and it's just the way it is because it's a community. Okay. So one of the things that happened, we were out at World Market, we were just doing some fun things, and all I could hear all around was this whole bit about TikTok being shut down, and then President Trump putting it back up, and all this kind of stuff. And it was like, we were talking about it, and it's just this ridiculous thing to me. The fact that it was shut down, this big deal, getting people's panties in a bunch, all of the influencers, everything going on. And then all this thing that, this Chinese company is going to go dark, and President Trump is trying to shut down a Chinese company. And then he comes back and says that he didn't shut it down, that he brought it back, and he's bringing back TikTok and all this nonsense. And it was closed down for what, 12, 14 hours? I mean, anybody who has any brain in their head or any sense in their head says that this is a publicity stunt, right? This was premeditated publicity stunt to get the world talking about something that is incredibly stupid, in my opinion. Okay. Now I am talking to you from my human self. This is me being human 100%. And this is why I didn't even want to bring it up. Okay. Now, to be fair, okay, for the young people that are on here, Isabella and everybody else, the young people that are on here, I want to be honest with you, 100% transparent. I have no skin in the game, okay? Literally none. I'm not a TikTok fan. I opened an account. I've had friends of mine tell me that I need to go on and do readings on TikTok and have it blow up and have it be a follower and be an influencer, and how much money could I make and all those things. And truthfully, that just feels fake and insincere, and it doesn't work with me. It just doesn't do. So I think I've posted 4 things on TikTok in 2 years that I've done it. It's not my jam. Okay. So I'm coming to you transparently with something that is not my jam. Okay. Now, let me just go back and say this. This human being, right? This human being that is in the middle of the controversy, that tends to be in the middle of anything that is a controversy that has to do with social opinion, right? Modern, things that are going on in social media, these kind of things. All I can say is that this human being it needs attention, right? So it just needs attention. And like any bully or anybody who wasn't loved or anybody with any problems, I mean, I've had enough psychology, I've had enough training. You guys have had enough training to know that when somebody needs that much attention, has that much going on and that much an ego, then obviously, there's something happening there. And, and whatever, you know what I mean? God love them, right? So it's like, God love them. That's all I can say. Let it be what it's going to be. Okay. So let me bring this back to the thing that is more important. This is what I do want to share with you today. And then I'm going to pull cards. Okay. I think, and this is me being human, walking and straddling both worlds. You have to understand that I feel like I'm always in a really unique situation. And I'm sure many of you feel this way. This is not just me, okay? I am bridging 2 worlds. I bridge the very 3D dimensional physical world of what we see in front of us, okay? I am a human being on this planet. I am a participant and a passenger on our mothership. That's basically what I am. I am one of 8 billion people that is on this planet, on this mothership, that is living our life and doing what we can do. And then because I have the ability to tune in very clearly as a clear and open channel with my spirit guides and my angels, I have a foot in the world of the divine when I do the work that I need to do to be able to tap in, when I do my meditations, when I do deep listening. As I've developed my skills, I have a leg in this world, in the world of the divine. And I can tell you that every time I touch into the divine and to the angels, the answers are simple. They're not complicated. They focus on love. They focus on light. They focus on compassion, kindness, cooperation, a we versus, me mentality. It really is community and cooperation. And it's very simple. When I ask for advice from my team, it's very simple. Okay. When I do a reading for you guys, and I'm talking to my team to give sage advice and wisdom, it tends to be very simple. Now, simple doesn't mean uncomplicated, right? It is uncomplicated, but it doesn't mean that it's not profound. It doesn't mean that it's not transformative. A lot of times the advice that I get of the next right action, the advice I give to you when I'm doing a reading is kind of like I'm going to have to make some serious changes. And yet when you touch into your heart, it is truth. There is nothing that is fear inducing because it is just like, I know this, it's time to do it. So I wanted to give you what I've heard, what I attempt to live as a human being, and what I know to be true, to come back to my aha moment, what I know to be true when garbage is circling out in the world, when stuff that doesn't matter is circling out there. You must know that in order to be a rebel, in order to be a warrior in this world, to be a light work and a way shower means that you don't automatically jump into the fray. I don't automatically jump into the fray. There are forces at work that are out there that if it keeps us focused on the stuff that doesn't matter, then changes of the things that do matter don't become as important and don't need to occur. So part of what we need to do in our world as human citizens, as human beings, as light workers, as way showers, as sensitive, is to start getting rid of the garbage. Like, throw that stuff out in the trash. And really, what is important? What is important to you? What is important for humanity? What is important for our survival and our thriving? And the number one thing you can do as a rebel and a way shower is focus on you. What do you want, right? What do you want? If social media went black tomorrow, if the whole entire thing, if Facebook went away, if Instagram went away, if TikTok went away, if Blue Sky went away, if Discord went away, if all the social media went away, would we survive? That's the question. Would we survive? Of course we will survive. Will we miss, finding out what our friends went to the movie or what they ate that day or a pretty picture of it? I mean, will we miss that? Sure. Would it affect my business because I need social media for my business? Yes. How would I be able to do these things and talk to you? But would we survive? Of course we would survive. So what is important to our survival? What is important for you to thrive? What do you want to create? To be a rebel and a warrior and an outlier is for you to focus on you and what brings you joy and what brings you happiness and what do you want to do with your life? Because the more you don't jump into the fray, the more you take a breath and you step back and you look at that kind of stuff and you're like, wow, that is a lot of shenanigans over there. That is not my monkey. That is not my circus. It doesn't matter whether you voted for him or you didn't vote him for him, right? It's still a monkey and it's still a circus. And do you really need to be part of that circus? Okay. And then maybe like me today, I made a conscious choice to jump into the ring, right? Normally I don't do that, right? I really don't. But I made a conscious choice to jump in the ring just to point out the fact that if you stay true to you, you will have a happier, healthier, more engaged, more presence, more fulfilling life than spending your too much time on social media. I have a daughter right now. There's a 10 years difference between my son and my daughter. My son was raised in social media, but not the same way. He's not a TikTok kid. My daughter has been raised with TikTok, right? And it came in. And I notice a difference between the way my daughter relates to the world and the way my son relates to the world. And don't get me wrong, they're still on their devices. I'm still on my device. I'm not saying that social media is evil. What I'm saying is there is definitely a generational difference between social media. And I noticed that my daughter's generation, it's almost like life isn't real until they see it on their device. When they see the results of their life on their device, then somehow it is real. It's almost like living it isn't real enough. You have to live it, then you have to post it, and then it becomes real. And I don't like that. As a mom, it just doesn't feel good to me. And so everything I'm doing is to get my daughter to connect with me, connect with her friends, connect with others. And I want to connect with you. So let's look for connection, genuine human connection. Let's enjoy our time online, right? And let's make sure we get offline and let's live our lives as we want. And I'm going to go back to 2020 when I first started Soulstar Magic. All my guides sang to me was the Spice Girls. Literally, I'd go to do a meeting and all I heard was the Spice Girls. Tell me what you want, what you really, really want. Tell me what you want, what you really, really want. So we're going into 2025. We are in 2025 and we're at the beginning of it. So what I want to tell you is focus on that. Tell me what you want, what you really, really want. Share it with me. Share it with those who are important to you and take action on what you really want. And if you don't know what you want and you're confused by that, and maybe you're in a major life transition, and maybe that's what you're trying to figure out, then that's the stuff to talk about, right? That's the stuff to talk about with me or with your best friend or with your partner, talk about that and say, you know what, I'm going through a transition and I don't know what I want, and see if they can help you get to what you want. So again, how can you be a rebel in this world? Live your purpose. That's how you can be a rebel. That's how you can be a way shower. Just live your purpose, and you can do everything you want to do, be exactly who you want to be, and have what you have. It's like, it's fun to go get a ticket to the circus. It's not fun to live in there for any amount of time. Okay. Okay.